Hello, friends. This is Let the Agents Deploy, why autonomous infrastructure only works if your governance is airtight. Um, Today, I want to talk about something that's going to matter a lot in the next 2 years. And that's what happens when you hand your infrastructure pipeline over to an AI agent. Um, and I'm not going to be talking about theoretical stuff here. I'm going to be like talking about real case studies and showing you autonomous agents deploying infrastructure and some things that have happened or gone wrong in the past and how to fix those. My name is Joe Carlson, and I'm a developer advocate at Cloud Query and M0. Um, Cloud Query is a cloud asset query engine that gives you continuous visibility into the live state of your cloud, no matter where that is. And M0 is a deployment governance platform for IAC. Different products, different jobs, but I'm going to be demoing both today and show you how they work together. So let's start there. Um, so Amazon published a statement after an incident in 2025 of December of 2025 involving one of their internal AI coding agents called Kiro. I don't know if you guys remember this, but here's what happened. Kiro was assigned a ticket to fix a bug in the AWS cost center. Kiro looked at the entire system and determined the most efficient way to fix that bug was to delete their production database and rebuild it from scratch. No human being was involved with it. Kiro had the permissions and it executed on its plan. It resulted in a 13-hour outage for AWS, which is huge. And AWS's official response was this was a governance failure, not an AI failure. And I'm biased, but I think that they're right. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Kiro didn't hesitate. It had an objective, it had permissions, and it executed. That's not a bug in the AI, and the AI worked exactly as intended. That's the governance gap. And the data says that this gap is everywhere, and it's probably at your company too. Dora's 2024 State of DevOps report tracked what happens to deliver stability when teams adopt AI coding tools. They found that stability went down 7.2%. And the reason is AI increases batch size. Engineers ship bigger change sets because it's faster to generate more code, and bigger change sets mean larger blast radius when something breaks. Stack Overflow interviewed 65,000 developers in 2024, and at that time, 61% were already using AI tools in their daily workflow. I'm sure that's even higher today. And they found that 43% trust the output accuracy. And just think about that math. The majority of engineers are using tools, and the majority of those same engineers don't fully trust those tools, and they're shipping it anyways. And then there's CrowdStrike. In July of 2024, 8.5 million systems, one automated content update, no validation gate. And that wasn't an AI incident, but it's the exact risk model for AI at scale. Oops. Agents don't have, I mean, the problem isn't that AI agents are bad. The problem is that agents don't have organizational context. They have very limited context right now due to context sizes of the models. Um, so they execute against the permissions and policies and information that they have in their context at any given moment. Human approval at machine speed becomes rubber stamping. I'm guilty of this. I'm sure you are too, and I'm sure you've seen it if your organization is using AI tools. And the solution isn't more approvals. It's having encoded policy baked into your platform and your deployments. Let's see here. Okay, so oops, how did that happen? There we go. 89% of teams say that they use infrastructure as code, and only 6% of those teams have full coverage of like tracking policies of their entire cloud real estate. First principle when you're building out governance for AI agents is policy as a deployment interface. Encoded rules that run on every plan, every time, whether it's a human submitting a PR or an agent submitting a Terraform plan from an IDE. The agent doesn't need to understand the policy. The policy just needs to run on the artifact. Policy or principle 2 is approval gates with machine readable criteria. Cost threshold crossed for new infrastructure. Security posture changed. Blast radius too large for a change. That decision logic has to be baked in at a governance level and at a system level to avoid having issues like that. It can't be like the logic can't be living in your head of engineering's head who's approving this. It needs to be distributed across the team and applied evenly at a system level because the way we're working with code just doesn't work the same anymore. Agents can't read their heads, and the data is showing that even if it does live in someone's head, it isn't helpful for limiting the blast radius of AI agents making harmful changes on your infrastructure. And principle number 3, runtime detection that closes the loop. Because something is always going to get through a console click, an agent with slightly broader permissions than maybe was intended, a resource that was there before you set up governance pipeline, continuous evaluation of all of your infrastructure, regardless of where it comes from, is going to be crucial. So I know a lot of people have like CI pipelines and maybe some like checks on there too, which we'll be demoing today. But governance and deploy time is only half the picture. You need to have like continuous deploy, like eyes on stuff that maybe didn't go through your pipeline. Because by the way, agents don't always follow the rules. And if you ask them to do something and you put blockers in front of them, they will find a way to try to get around that to accomplish their task. And you need to have guardrails around them doing tasks like that as well. Guardrails only work if they can't be routed around. And if there's anything I want you to take home today, this is one of the key things. Guardrails only work if they can't be routed around. If there's a plan your agents can take, your engineers can take, or anyone, right, that allows them to bypass governance policies, then you don't have governance. You have like a roadblock or a suggestion box, which is not what you want here. Runtime detection catches validations after the fact. No tool enforces the choke point for you, but it's a architectural decision you have to make. Um, I've been obsessed with Star Wars prequels again recently. I guess I'm the right age for it, but I don't know if you've heard the tragedy of Dark Plagueis. Uh, it's the tragedy of the ungoverned S3 buckets. I thought not. It's not a story your platform team would tell you. It's a post-mortem legend. The choke point has to be architectural. So let me show you what that looks like in practice. So I'm going to be showing deploying a IAC public S3 bucket to production. I'm not going to be using an MCP server or an agent today, but you totally could just ask Claude to do this for you. I'm going to be doing that using env0. And I'm set up a policy in place to block infrastructure from being deployed with public S3 buckets. But I'm going to also show you how to detect public S3 buckets that may have been routed through via agents or other means after the fact, right? So I think both are important for like having safety gates set up, especially for AI agents, but honestly, anyone. But you need to have both deploy time and all the time continuous checking for these types of check or like policy failures in your infrastructure. It's 2 layers, deploy time and runtime. So let's first look at governance at deploy time. So let's see here. Okay, so what I have is I'm going to be using env0 today, and I have set up a S3 public database. And you can see here, we are going to be setting it to public. We're going to be allowing all access to it and allowing anything to get through. And what I'm going to do is set up a policy for that. So I actually already have one set up. Let's go back here. There we go. Policies. So I have a policy set up in there. Let me take a look at this. Can I click in there? Nope. All right, we'll add a new one. But you can set up policies at deploy time with M0, and you can deny public S3 buckets from going through. And it basically just goes through and checks to make sure that they are not right. But you can set up any sort of policies, but you could custom ones, whatever. A lot of baked in ones out of the box. But I have our deny public policy set up on this environment. And let's go to my demo. And we have our public S3 bucket that's going to allow anything to get through, or it's going to have public access. And when I try to deploy that, it should fail. It may take a second here, but I'm going to take a look at previous deployments. You can see this one was actually canceled, which is great because it failed at the deny public or at our policy level at runtime. Right? It says that it detected that it is a publicly available S3 bucket, and it says, nope, can't do it. So let's actually go back to, we can check on this one later. It's going to take a couple minutes to run and deploy that to production, but we should anticipate that that fails at runtime. So that's one thing, right? But this is assuming that your engineers or your agents are going through the correct channels to deploy production software. And it's great to have these checks, and you should have them. But to catch the piece where things aren't going through the proper channels to get them deployed, or doing something that maybe you didn't, hey, there we go, it canceled. And let's take a look at that again. And approval policies, sure enough, it canceled. Cool, great. So let's look at runtime. Runtime is where we want to be. So this is Cloud Query. Cloud Query is a cloud asset inventory software or platform. It allows you to track the state of any cloud or software as a service in one place as a queryable interface, which is actually very easy for AI assistants to analyze. But first thing, I'm going to do a check here. We actually have I'm going to use our AI assistant and say find all public S3 buckets and ask our agent to find all those for us. Since it's just a database, all it has to do is generate some SQL, and it can go through and find all that for us. So cool. It's already found some S3 buckets that have a policy status field that is set to is public. And this SQL console and AI assistant is really great for like ad hoc queries, kind of answering questions like what's in my cloud infrastructure, etc. But you can see here, let's shrink this down a little bit, generated some SQL for us to find all of our public and not blocked S3 buckets. And if I run that query, we can find a bunch of infrastructure that was deployed and had exposed this data publicly. And some of these are, obviously this is a demo environment. This is all intentional, but oftentimes incorrectly configured infrastructure, this is what happens, right? But the cool part then is you can actually turn these SQL queries into alerts or policies at like a continuously run level. So I can just set up a policy for that. And I'm going to actually go like public, got to spell right, public S3 domain. Let's call this, actually, you know what? We'll call this security. How about that? And this is going to be a high level security alert issue. And then we should have public, actually, and you could do this again, but all public S3. So you can actually use those queries to set up a policy that's continually tracking your infrastructure and can scan for stuff that agents may have deployed behind your back or in kind of other means that you may not be aware of. So anyway, that is it. And you can also be notified, set up webhooks, integrate that with any other system, send that data anywhere, whatever, which can be really helpful. Okay, let's take this home. Let's see. Okay, so M0 governs what you try to deploy, and Cloud Query governs everything that's already running. You need both layers in order to protect your infrastructure. That's the face of a team that skipped step 3 of adding runtime detection. It's bad, right? Okay, so um, Gartner predicts 75% of enterprise engineers will be using AI coding assistants by 2028. I think that's probably pretty accurate. And you got to make sure that your environment is completely airtight. So if your agents need a governor to keep them from taking down production, Cloud Query gives you one. You should also look at M0 too if you're looking at a way to enforce policies at a infrastructure as code level as well. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Joe Carlson. If you want to connect or talk, you can find me at the email address here, or connect me on LinkedIn or on the internets.com. And thank you so much, everyone.